Episode 3. After the dinner ended and they were returning home in the car, Do-yeon spoke. "Seo-yeon, Mom's words were a bit harsh, right? But please understand, she really wants to see a grandchild." Seo-yeon looked out the car window and answered, "Why don't you ever say anything? Can't you stand up for me a little?" Do-yeon sighed. "If I talk back to Mom, it only makes things harder. Enduring is the best way." Seo-yeon didn't speak anymore. She already knew there was no use talking to her husband. The next day, Seo-yeon met her friend Joo-hee. Seeing Seo-yeon's haggard face, Joo-hee made a worried expression. "Something happened at your in-laws again, didn't it? Your face is half its size." Seo-yeon told Joo-hee about what happened the day before. As she listened, Joo-hee kept clicking her tongue. "They're really too much. Seo-yeon, stop enduring this. You don't have to hold on until the very end just because there are 2 months left. There's a promise with grandfather. A promise is fine, but my mental health is more important. You'll really get sick like this." Joo-hee's worry wasn't unfounded. Lately, Seo-yeon had been suffering from insomnia and had lost her appetite, losing a lot of weight. And you know that Do-yeon is the problem. He doesn't protect his wife at all. What kind of husband is that? Seo-yeon gave a bitter smile. "At first, he tried to protect me, but as time went on, he took his mother's side. That's exactly human nature. It's hard to side with the weak." At Joo-hee's words, Seo-yeon recalled her grandfather's teaching once again. She was truly experiencing firsthand how people become servile in the face of power and arrogant in the face of the weak. That night, Seo-yeon called her grandfather. The voice of her 80-year-old grandfather was still strong. "Seo-yeon, are you doing well?" "Yes, grandfather, I'm doing well." Seo-yeon lied. She didn't want to worry her grandfather. "Only 2 months left. Hang in there a little more." "Yes, grandfather. I'll definitely keep my promise." After hanging up, Seo-yeon looked in the mirror. Her own haggard face looked unfamiliar, but the light in her eyes was still alive. It was proof that she hadn't given up yet. Seo-yeon took out her diary and recorded the day's events. She was writing down every insult and disregard she received daily. She believed that someday, when all this was over, these records would make her stronger. Outside the window, autumn rain was falling. Listening to the sound of the rain, Seo-yeon thought. In 2 months, everything would change. She just had to endure until then. On the first weekend of November, an emergency family meeting was convened at her in-laws' house. With an anxious heart, Seo-yeon headed to her in-laws with Do-yeon. In the car, Do-yeon seemed restless, unlike usual. "Do you know what this is about?" Seo-yeon asked cautiously. But Do-yeon shook his head. "I don't know either. Mom just said she had something important to discuss." When they entered the living room of her in-laws' house, mother-in-law Malsoon and Shinwoo and her husband were already sitting there. The atmosphere was heavier than usual. Malsoon's expression was more solemn than ever, and Shinwoo was also looking at Seo-yeon with a serious face. "You're here. Sit down." Malsoon's voice was cold and firm. Seo-yeon quietly sat down next to Do-yeon. Her heart started beating fast. She had a feeling something bad was about to happen. Malsoon looked directly at Seo-yeon and spoke. "Seo-yeon, the reason I called you here today is simple. I'm giving you an ultimatum." Seo-yeon's face turned pale. The word ultimatum stabbed her heart. "It's been 5 years since you got married. 5 years. I think I've been patient and waited long enough." Malsoon placed a document envelope on the table. Seo-yeon looked at the envelope with a foreboding feeling. "These are divorce papers. I've already prepared them through a lawyer." Seo-yeon's eyes widened. Do-yeon next to her also looked shocked, but didn't stop his mother. "Mother, what are you saying?" Seo-yeon's voice trembled. Malsoon looked down at Seo-yeon with cold eyes. "Didn't you hear me? It's time to stop. It's absurd enough that the daughter of a manual laborer became our family's daughter-in-law. Shinwoo joined in. To be honest, sister-in-law, our family's reputation is unspeakable. My friends all ask me why my brother doesn't have children. Seo-yeon clenched her fists. She pressed her nails into her palms so hard they dug in. Tears threatened to fall, but she held them back. Do-yeon, do you want this too? Seo-yeon asked, looking at her husband. Do-yeon avoided her gaze and spoke. Seo-yeon, Mom has a point. If it's not working even though we're trying, there's nothing we can do. Seo-yeon's heart collapsed. It felt like her last thread of hope had been cut. It was so shocking that even her husband was trying to abandon her. Malsoon spoke again. I'll give you one last chance. If you don't get pregnant by the end of this year, get a divorce. Understood? What if I refuse? Seo-yeon asked in a trembling voice. Malsoon's gaze grew colder. Then we will file a lawsuit first. We can argue that a marriage that fails to achieve its purpose is invalid. Did you forget I'm a lawyer by background? Seo-yeon was engulfed in despair. She knew she couldn't win even if she fought legally. Her mother-in-law was a former lawyer, and her husband was a current lawyer. And don't expect any alimony, since I failed in my duties first. Shinwoo's husband cautiously intervened. Mother, isn't that a bit too harsh? Sister-in-law must have tried hard in her own way. Malsoon shot her son-in-law a sharp look. You stay out of it. This is our family matter. The atmosphere grew heavier. Seo-yeon slowly stood up. Her legs were shaking, but she tried to stand as confidently as possible. I understand, Mother. Until December 31st. Malsoon nodded with a satisfied expression. Good, a wise choice. You may go now. Seo-yeon left the living room without even looking at Do-yeon. Her hands kept trembling as she put on her shoes in the hallway. Do-yeon followed her out, but Seo-yeon ignored him. On the way home, Seo-yeon didn't say a word. Do-yeon tried to speak to her a few times, but she didn't respond. Her mind felt blank. As soon as they got home, Seo-yeon went into the room and locked the door. Then she buried her face in the pillow and cried. She had endured and persevered for 5 years, and now, with only 2 months left, this had to happen. Her phone rang. It was Joo-hee. Seo-yeon, what's wrong? Your voice sounds strange. Seo-yeon sniffled and explained what had happened that day. As soon as she heard, Joo-hee was furious. They're crazy. They really prepared divorce papers? That family is truly not human. Joo-hee, what should I do? There's only a month and a half left. Seo-yeon, that's enough. Tell your grandfather everything and reveal your identity now. Seo-yeon shook her head, even though Joo-hee couldn't see it. No, I'll go to the end. December 31st is when the promise period ends anyway. Can you endure until then? Seo-yeon took a deep breath. Outside the window, leaves were falling in the cold wind. I have to endure. I've come this far. That night, Seo-yeon wrote in her diary. November 7th. Received an ultimatum today. Must get pregnant by December 31st, or divorce. But that day coincidentally marks the end of my promise with grandfather. Is it a trick of fate? Seo-yeon put down the pen and looked at the ceiling. This was really the end. In a month and a half, all the truth would be revealed. Just imagining her mother-in-law and husband's expressions at that moment made her heart race. But at the same time, she was also afraid. Would Do-yeon still love her after learning the truth? Or would he come back only because of the money and power? That, no one knew. With the ultimatum given, Seo-yeon's life hangs by a thread. What decision will she make as the final day approaches? The story intensifies in the next episode.